Hi, my name is Nur Tanisha. My student ID is 0136959. I am from group hosting assignment. So these are my group members along with their pictures. And for this leadership assignment, we have chosen Khairi Jamaluddin and Henayo. So I'm going to be talking about their backgrounds first. Khairi Jamaluddin was born on 10 January 1976 in Kuwait, and he is from Negeri Sembilan, Malaysia. He was a Malaysian politician, but now he has refocused his priorities on social media, and he is now a podcaster. He has his own podcast called Keluar Sekejap. He is also the host for Hot FM, and his podcast is weekly. He is married to Nori Abdullah and has 3 kids with her. When he was active in the politics, he served as Malaysia's Minister of Health under Barisan Nasional ex-Prime Minister Datuk Dr. Ismail Sabri Yaakob from August 2021 to November 2022, and he was also the member of the Rembau's Parliament from 2008 to 2022. One of Khairi Jamaluddin's contributions is when he was serving his time as the Minister of Health, he coordinated the National COVID-19 Immunization Program. So he led this program, otherwise known as PIC, and he also pushed for digital applications for this vaccination. One of it is called My Sejahtera, and in this app, he had streamlined the vaccinations throughout the entire nation. Other than that, during his time as a Minister of Health, he advocated for the generational endgame policy, and this policy is basically to ban selling tobacco or vaping products to those who were born after 2007. And also during his time as the Minister of Youth and Sports, he led the 2017 SEA Games for Malaysia, and this 2017 SEA Games for Malaysia, Malaysia won the most medals out of history. So next is I'm going to be talking about Henayo. So Henayo is a Malaysian politician and also a lawyer. She was born on 9th January 1976. She is currently 46 years old. She is currently married to Ramachandran Muniandi and has 3 kids with him. Henayo is currently the Minister of Youth and Sports of Malaysia, and she has been since 2022. And during 2018 to 2022, she served as the Deputy Minister of Women, Family and Community Development under Mahathir Mohamad. Not only that, she was also the first female and youngest Speaker of any legislative assembly in Malaysia, holding the role at the Selangor State Legislative Assembly from 2013 to 2018. Some of Henayo's contributions are, first, she implemented the Athletes Contract Salary Scheme. So this scheme is basically to provide salaries and EPF or SOSCO to full-time athletes. So this had helped them in financial wise. Other than that, she had also advocated to expand the number of recognized sports. So now the recognized sports in Malaysia has increased from 51 to 103 because of her, and this also includes esports and combat sports. And next, she had also improved sports access. One of the examples is she had created free swimming classes for the B40 group, and she had targeted the ones that live in high flood risk places. So next, I am going to be comparing Khairi Jamaluddin's and Henayo's leadership styles. So first, I am going to be talking about Khairi Jamaluddin's leadership style. So his main leadership style for me is transformational. I believe that his work is more a transformational style. So my reasoning for this is he focuses more on large-scale impacts that inspires, motivates, and drives significant change within our nation. He demonstrates this style with bold reforms, large-scale programs, and strong public communication. And not only that, he consistently promotes long-term national development goals, especially in health modernization, especially when he was the Minister of Health, since he was a key person during the COVID-19 phase. And he was also in science and technology and also youth empowerment. So to support my reasoning, I am going to be talking about the COVID-19 immunization program, otherwise known as PIC. So Khairi Jamaluddin actually led this program when he was the Minister of Health. So when he led this program, he introduced a three-phase national vaccination steps, being first is a frontliner, second is a high-risk groups, and the last is general adult population. So basically, this step is the timeline of which group gets the vaccination first and which group is prioritized. So when he came up with this plan, he explained the timeline for the targeted groups along with the reasoning and along with the outcomes nationwide through news and social medias. He was very active during this time on his personal social medias such as X and Instagram. So he was engaging a lot with the netizens and was replying a lot to their inquiries and worries. So this structured plan of his and his ability to communicate actively nationwide, responding to the public, had built the public's trust and confidence in him. And not only that, for this program, he had to build partnerships with private and public sectors to ensure that the vaccines reach the entire nation, even the rural areas, quickly. So Kyrie had pushed for digital systems to streamline the vaccination nationwide through this app called My Sejahtera. So this app was vital for appointment systems and vaccination updates. And we also had the digital vaccination certificate that was quite vital during that time to prove that we were vaccinated on this app. Active contribution and transparent communication with the public had helped to reduce the public's fear and helped gain confidence that the vaccination would be a prevention towards the deadly disease. So for Hannah Yeoh, her main leadership style is more democratic, and my reasoning for that is because first, she very much prioritized inclusiveness and welfare. Hannah Yeoh likes to make decisions through consultation and stakeholder engagement, such as she likes to hold town halls with athletes and community to focus on the initiatives. And she also encourages participation, especially from youth and athletes. She also advocated for transparency and collective involvement other than just large scale. And she also builds policies by listening to feedback rather than implementing rules and regulations that people need to follow. So some examples for my reasoning is first, she had implemented a safe sports code. So the SSC is basically a policy guideline to ensure the sports community is a safe and respectful environment for all participants that are involved. So to implement this code, Hannah had actually held a town hall sessions with athletes and stakeholders to gather complaints and also suggestions. So Hannah had actually listened to multiple sports bodies and agencies to launch this code. So through this consultation, she had showed that she didn't simply dictate the code herself, but she had researched for input from every party that is involved. Hannah had aligned this code with rights and duties of many parties, not only the athletes, but also the coaches, associations, and even spectators. So last is the One Sport, One Facility initiative by Hannah. This initiative is basically to ensure that each of Malaysia's recognized sports has at least one dedicated training facility to support performance, talent development, and also sustainability. So this initiative actually required collaboration between NSAs, which is National Sports Associations, private sector, facility owners, state governments, and also the federal ministry. With the joint discussion between the several parties mentioned, Hannah had fostered joint decision-making rather than her own sole decision for building the facilities. She had implemented this initiative because she had felt that a national team should have proper training grounds to win medals. Her reasoning for this initiative showed that her focus is on the people, which are the athletes, and the opportunities rather than purely infrastructure's sake. So that is all from me for the background and leadership styles between the leaders. I'm going to pass on to the next person.
Hi, my name is Syed Umar Barak Bah bin Syed Mahdi, and my student ID is 0136740. Now I'm going to talk about the essential behavior based on the leader that we have chosen. Firstly, I'm going to talk about Khairi Jamaluddin essential behavior, which is firm and goal-oriented. Why do I say he is a firm leader? Because he knows how to serve his country with purpose and responsibility. Khairi Jamaluddin often known for his charismatic aura and his contribution during serving as Minister of Youth and Sports from 2013 to 2018, and was serving as Minister of Health from 2021 to 2022. Even after being expelled from UMNO on January 2023, doesn't stop his political career. Instead of that, he started to become a radio host presenter at Hot FM and opened his own YouTube podcast channel called Keluar Sekejap alongside Syaril Amdan to discuss about political issue as awareness and also the current issue that has been currently happening in our country, which is for me is some sort of determination that we should follow. The second one is goal-oriented. During his work as Minister of Youth and Sports, Khairi Jamaluddin often promote a healthy lifestyle. For example, he established Hari Sukan Negara in 11 October 2015, and while serving as Minister of Health, his most noticeable achievement is by leading the national vaccine program during 24 February 2021 to February 2022. Now let's move on to Hanayo essential behavior, which is tolerance and authoritative. While serving as Adun Subangjaya from 2008 to 2018, Hanayo has been known for being respectful to other religion and also treat each races equally. For example, she often sees giving donation money to mosques every Ramadan and also visiting temple and address famous issue like temple land application. She wants the country to be free from racism, discrimination, and corruption, which I salute for a Christian leader. Second, Hanayo is authoritative. She is known as a very vocal leader, and during her works as Deputy of Women, Family, and Community Development, she addressed issues like child marriage, sexual harassment laws, and also the needs of stateless children. Sometimes she faced many defamation suits because some issue that she talks is a bit sensitive, but she ended up winning. Thank you.